What's good, folks? It's KnightmareFrame here with an explosive Warframe video, coming at you with a Venom dose Saryn. So yes, if you love explosions, then this build is definitely for you. Now, for those who want an in-depth guide on Saryn and various ways to mod her, I'll put up a card and a link in the description to my Everything Saryn Build video. Now, this build will utilize her Venom Dose Augment, along with the Sobek equipped with Acid Shells. Venom Dose is the Spore Augment. When you hold down the ability, it imbues you and your allies' weapons with the corrosive elements. Saryn is all about the toxins, from corrosive, toxin, and viral. So one major Saryn tip that you should burn into your memory is that you should never use a corrosive projection aura. You can literally use any other aura except this one. She already strips so much armor with her first ability, it's redundant to run this aura. And knowing this, you can mod your weapons with other elements. Best elements on Saryn's weapons would be viral or gas. Because we're already imbuing our weapons with corrosive, you do not mod your weapons for corrosive, or else you will lose out on damage. Now, the other mods that make this build a powerhouse is Acid Shells. This is a Sobek augment that you get from defeating Kayla the Thame on Sedna to farm for Saryn. So, Circle of Life. So what this mod does is cause a chain reaction explosion within a 15-meter radius when you kill an enemy with the Sobek. That deals 450 corrosive damage. This isn't a corrosive status proc, but flat elemental damage, while the explosion itself is blast. So the corrosive damage it deals will not affect armor, and the damage scales off 45% of the enemy's health. So the beefier the target, the greater the explosive damage. That means try to always target the heavies, and part of the elemental proc that you have on your weapon will carry over with the explosion. Pair this up with a Venom dosed up viral Sobek and you're destroying everything on the map, and the explosions make your spores spread rapidly without even using your fourth ability. And if you're in need of a little bit of healing, use a melee with healing return. A few hits and you're back to max health. Now, Venom dose isn't the only thing making your weapons powerful. Don't forget Saryn's third ability, Toxic Lash, buffs Saryn's weapons with the toxin element, further increasing her toxicity. So let's take a look at the build. This is the Umbral version of this build. The aura is not corrosive projection, so you can go with whatever you want, but I prefer using enemy radar. It makes it easier for me to spot everything on the map. My range is at 250% with the use of stretch, overextended, and cunning drift, and this grants me a 40-meter radius on my spore spread and a 37.5-meter radius on my Venom dose buff. Overextended does give you range, but sacrificing some power. So my power strength is at 165% with the use of Umbral Vitality and Intensify combined, Power Drift in the Exilis, and Transient Fortitude. This grants me a 165% corrosive damage buff on Venom Dose and 82% status chance on my spores. So this is why you do not need corrosive projection on Saryn, and 49% toxin damage from Toxic Lash. To balance out the duration loss from Transient Fortitude, I'm using Primed Continuity. With 128% duration, I will have a 51-second buff on Venom Dose and a 58 seconds buff on Toxic Lash, and of course the Venom Dose augments. Now, for those who may feel squishy and want a different alternative without using Umbral mods, here you go. The aura is not corrosive projection yet again. Range is slightly reduced to 235% with stretch and overextended. This drops my spore range from 40 meters down to 37.6. Not a big hit. And Venom Dose buff radius to 35.2 meters. Power strength is at 154% with blind rage and power drift. This gives my spores 77% status chance, again still powerful, and 46% with Toxic Lash. To balance out the negative efficiency, I will use Primed Flow for the energy pool and Hunter Adrenaline to convert 45% of health damage into energy. And for the defenses, I have a Normal Vitality and Adaptation. And lastly, the Venom Dose Augment. And since Saryn has one of the best durations in the game, there was no need to put duration duration mods on the second setup. With 100% duration, you have 40 seconds on your Venom Dose buff and 45 seconds on Toxic Clash, which is more than enough, and recasting it will be part of your rotation. So the two things to avoid with Saryn are Corrosive Rejection and negative duration. Alright, moving on to the Sobek. Yes, I do have a Riven for the weapon. If you do not have one, all you have to do is replace the Riven with 2 other dual stat mods to get that 100% status chance. Yes, you need 4 dual stat mods to get 100% status chance. Combining Toxic Barrage and Frigid Blast gives you the viral element, and to increase the viral damage and reload speed, I'm using Chilling Reload. This grants 60% cold and 40% reload speed, and of course the Acid Shells mod for the explosions. A quick Saryn build with some weapon synergy that is super fun to play if you belong to the Church of Saryn. Anyway, that has been it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe. For more Warframe content and so much more, do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.
So I'd rather keep my distance.